Concerns about child harassment and a hostile work environment at a private college prep school is raising larger concerns about Hawaii private schools. Joining us right now over Skype is CivilBeat.com reporter Chad Blair to talk more about this. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Kenny. Bright and early for you today.
I know. It's good to be here. So, Chad, what are the concerns about these private schools?
Well, you mentioned them, child harassment and a hostile work environment. We're talking about the American Renaissance Academy. Aaliyah Wong, a reporter, spoke to parents and teachers at the school, but she also talked to administrators that said, you know, the complaints are overblown. It's only a few disgruntled folks. Bottom line, the story raises concerns about letting private schools regulate themselves rather than having another organization do that.
Chad, another story you guys were working on, NOAA renaming one of its facilities in Alaska. How does that affect or concern the NOAA folks who work here in Hawaii?
Well, the question is, it concerns the West Coast Alaska Tsunami Warning Center, and yes, NOAA in August did rename it, calling it the National Tsunami Warning Center. But as you know, we have a Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, and so there were folks in NOAA here in Hawaii saying, well, what about us? Does that mean people might get confused if there's a tsunami alert? Are we going to get less funding? We did talk to NOAA. NOAA said the complaints are bogus. The reason for the name change is because the Alaska facility represents not just Alaska and the West Coast, the entire U.S. mainland.
And let's move to the next story that you guys are working on CivilBeat.com this morning. The state legislature, we know, just kicked off its session, and for certain types of legislation, some say it's better if a bill is heard by a caucus. Tell us about this story.
Well, it's really having caucus support, and what that is members joining together that are like-minded because they care about certain issues. So you've got a Keiki caucus, a Kapuna caucus, a women's caucus, a Filipino caucus, and as you might guess, they're advocating for issues important to Keiki and Kapuna and women and Filipinos. Now there's two brand new caucuses, an aerospace one that's advocating for, well, making sure we get on board with that high-tech industry, looking at space exploration. One other new caucus, the Local Food Caucus, wanting to support local agriculture. So it's a way of getting attention and hopefully getting your bills passed.
Chad Blair from CivilBeat.com this morning, joining us bright and early. Chad, thank you for all that information.
Thank you, Kenny.
Absolutely. You can find the complete story we just discussed, all the stories we discussed, on CivilBeat.com.